Hey, good evening. This is Murshad, eXp Realty, and today we want to talk about everyone's favorite subject, retiring rich and fast, right? Who doesn't like talking about that kind of stuff? So before we get into it, I want to define what I mean by retire. In this context, our context over here, when I say retire, I'm not talking about retiring as in never having to work again. I'm talking about having the option to decide whether or not you want to work, right? That's what we're talking about, retiring. Being so financially set that you get to choose whether or not you want to work. That's what we mean by retiring, right? So now moving forward, when we think about retiring, what comes to mind? Old people retire, right? Old people retire. And you have to be in your 60s, 70s to retire because you need to save up all that money. So today I want to talk about two things that are going to help you retire faster and actually help you retire rich so that you can live your life, right? The first and foremost is, and this is particularly for agents, think about where you want to be 10 years from now, right? As an agent, I know there's so many things that go on. You have so many pending files, you've got so many people calling you, there's so many things that are going on, and we don't really get a chance to take a step back and take a look at where our business is headed or where we want our business to go 10 years from now, right? Some of us may be in the habit of kind of planning for what we want to accomplish next year, and that's great. That is wonderful because most people don't, right? So if you're taking the time to just figure out and set goals for what you want to accomplish the next year or this year, that's great. But you need to take it one step further. You want to figure out where you want to be 10 years from now, because if you don't, what you're going to do is 10 years is going to fly by and you've built nothing for yourself. And that's not where you want to be, right? So when you have a 10-year goal, 10 years from now, where do you want your business to be? What do you want your business to look like, right? What sort of income do you want to have? Where is that income going to be coming from, right? If you don't do this, what's going to happen is every single year, either you're not planning and you're just, flying by with the wind, or you are, but you're thinking short term. And what you're doing is you're just saying to yourself, every year, I'm going to sell five more homes, 10 more homes, and that's it. And you don't have a exit strategy. And that's very, very important. Having an exit strategy because you don't want to be doing the same thing. You don't want to be in production for 30 years. You want to know how you're going to exit, how you're going to exit out of production, how you're going to step out of the business, right? 10 years from now. That's the goal in mind. So that's first and foremost. Step number one, have an exit plan. Think 10 years from now. 10 years from now, what is my exit strategy going to be for leaving this business, stepping out of it, so I have the option to decide when I want to work and how I want to work? That's number one. Number two is I highly recommend you read this book, The Fat Millionaire Fast Lane. And he kind of debunks our common understanding, our societal understanding of what it means to be retired, right? When you retire, you're usually in your 60s. Why? Because you've been saving up little by little, and finally now you have this nest egg, which you can live off of for the remainder of your life. And he kind of debunks that premise, that entire concept. Why? Because who knows how you're going to live, how long you're going to live till, right? You could die tomorrow, right? You can die right now. So why wait till your 60s? Number one. Instead, what he proposes is, why not try to retire as soon as possible? And there's a three-step plan. Number one is increase your income as much as you can. And the best way to do that is through a business. Unfortunately, you can't double your income every single year when you're on a salary, right? Or you're working for someone. However, when you have a business, when you own your own business, when you operate your own business, like for most agents, most of us, we are independent contractors. We get to decide how much money we really want to make. So we run our own business, right? So you want to be in a business that is scalable, that you can leverage, and that you can automate. And you can definitely do that being a real estate agent and running your structuring your business in that way. So you skyrocket your income, number one. Number two, you save up as much money as you can, right? And number three, you invest that money. And instead of doing this slowly over 30, 40 years, you do that over 10 years. And in 10 years, you've got this huge portfolio of 5 million, 10 million, whatever the case. And you literally just live off those dividends, right? So that's the basic premise of this book, The Millionaire Fast Lane. I know I'm kind of like skimming through it, but definitely read it. This is one book that, it goes high up there on my must read lists. The Millionaire Fast Lane. So to recap, how do you retire early and how do you retire rich? Number one is you want to have an exit plan from your business. 10 years from now, how are you going to exit from your business? It's not just about selling 5 more homes every year. It's about structuring your business for the next 10 years so that you can actually step out of production, right? Because believe me, you don't want to be doing this for the next 20, 30 years. This business is very, very demanding. And number two is boost your income, save as much as you can, and invest it, right? If you want to talk a little bit more about how you can structure your exit strategy, how you can structure your business so that you can retire rich and early, shoot me a message. I'd be more than glad to talk to you. I'd be more than glad to actually share with you what my plans are and how I plan to get there and what others have done as well. So this is Morshad, eXp Realty, and I look forward to hearing from you. Share your comments below, and I'd love to get in touch with you. Take care.